can anyone believe that a Baz or whatever, I don't know his full name, can issue summons? A man from Cross River, an APC man from Cross River, will come into Port Harcourt under whatever name he's called, and then issue a summon against the elected governor of Rivers State, and you think that will make any sense to anybody? I don't think there's such thing. And even if it's a game somebody is playing, from now to 100 years, a Baz lacks the capacity, even in his new life, this present and even in his new life, to issue a summon to Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy. There's even no such thing, to my knowledge. And if there's any such thing, Fubara will not answer it. Governor Fubara will not answer it. It's like summoning the entire Rivers people. There's a governor, elected, still under oath, that have a tenure, despite this interruption. And you see, this is somebody that came purportedly to restore peace even when there is no war going on. Now he has left his assignment, talking about his administration. Does he have an administration? He has an assignment. And there's even nothing on the ground that requires him to continue to hang around Port Harcourt in the name of whatever it's called. You are sacking Electoral Commission. It's just like President waking up and sacking the entire INEC. Where has that happened before? You come in from Cross River, you are not elected, you don't have any constitutional power, and then you say you are dissolving State Electoral Commission because the wicked group wants you to go and conduct an illegal election for them to put local government chairman. It will be dead on arrival. And now he's stoking, a Baz is now stoking crisis and confusion in Rivers State, in playing the pro-wicked card. But all these things are nonsense. Enjoy it for a few months. They are null and void. Any local government election conducted in Rivers State that is not conducted by the statutorily appointed commissioners of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, led by retired Justice Enabli, is null and void. No governor, nobody will come into office and allow it to stand 10 seconds. Because one, in law, you cannot put something on nothing. A military administrator from Cross River comes in and dissolves an electoral commission of Rivers State and uses a group of impostors to do the election, and you want it to stand. You dissolve an electoral commission. Where has that ever happened? Are you Mobutu Seseko? As who? And you appoint impostors, and you think you can conduct the government election and it will stand? It cannot stand. Nobody can honor it. All those statutory bodies that have tenure under the law that was dissolved, as a Baz is going, in a matter of weeks or months, they are going with him. If they like, let them hang up. But he can't put something on nothing. So it's not even existing. It doesn't matter. It's not even existing. Governor Fubara did not appoint sole administrators in the local government when Supreme Court voided local government election. But a man from Cross River enters Rivers and then appoints a sole administrator that even an elected governor did not do. And he wants to now go and conduct the election so he can put wicked people as government chairman, and you think he can stand? As he is sitting with you. Because the only election conducted by the Electoral Commission that has tenure can stand. Not a group of impostors. You bring in your cousins from Cross River or your friends and pro-wicked people, and you populate the governance already. Meaning that's all you have wanted from day one, to steal from the back door, that which have not been given to you people.
So there you have it. This is Honorable Ugochinyere talking about the Rivers crisis and the purported or supposed summon that the IBAS administrator sent or summoned Fubara. There's a whole lot to unpack here. However, there are striking things that they mentioned, and it is now becoming even more evident, if it hasn't been like that to you before, about the reason why Tinubu sent this man into River State. Now, but before we dissect it, please watch this to the end. But if you're meeting this content for the first time, like, share, and subscribe. And if you've been following us and you've not yet subscribed, please do so. And also recommend this channel to others too. We want a lot more people to be part of it. The crisis in Rivers State and is something that was constructed to happen, and it's fulfilling the purpose. The presence of the sole administrator is fulfilling the purpose for which he was sent to Rivers State to accomplish. All right, take over the government and then put a structure in. So if it comes to the point where the administrator has to go, we then have to ask question as to whether or not Fubara can sack a duly elected or an elected, council members or whatnot. But we can see the game right from the beginning. But this thing happening in Rivers State, we understand and we've come to know that is enabled by us, by our judiciary. We're not talking about our legislator here right now that gave the stamp of approval, but our judiciary enabled this. When the executive comes and then maybe bribes the judiciary, they sort of keep quiet. And then the judgment is already pre-written even before the case is even brought to them. And that's what has happened even in the election petition or the presidential one. I've often said that for the fact that the Constitution had to be redefined to allow this administration to stand means that the administration existence will be outside of the Constitution. They will only act in the sense that they're thinking they're doing things based on the rule of law, but they're not. Okay, and that's what you're seeing. In a state where there is relative peace, two fighting, one between the former governor and the current governor, and then an idea of a pipeline vandalization caused the president to infuse a state of emergency and bring in somebody. But there's chaos and killings all over the other northern part of our country. Yet the president is able somewhere in France looking out for himself. And then he tells the governor to summon the political will to fix the problem. But yet he didn't tell this governor to summon the political will to fix the problem. Where no one has died, but there's a state of emergency where people have died, multiple people, the president is nowhere to be seen. Not even the vice president. What this tells you, in essence, is that we have to be determined to get the right set of people in come 2027. We have to do what we call a protest vote, where we go cast our vote in protest against a government we do not want. When people criticize the government, they look at their policies. For example, in America recently, Trump increased the tariff, all right, importation tariff. Americans are the ones suffering the consequences of it. But you can see how the entire world spoke up. He had to backtrack, albeit in a bit. But the Americans spoke up. The British do the same thing too when they have that. The Canadians do the same thing. The French do the same thing. The Spaniards do the same thing. So when we're speaking up against government policies, we're not abusing the individuals. We're talking about the policy that's not working. So when you look at the policies of this current administration, you have to understand that they're not working. So you have to do something to make sure that administration policies don't sink the country into recession again. The Rivers State Sole Administration understands that its time is almost up. What they're doing, like Ugochinyere mentioned, is that they're stoking fear and crisis. That's why you can see these protests coming up. Protests for Fubara to come up and then say, we want Fubara back. And then you see another counter protest to say, no, don't bring Fubara back. Let the sole administrator stay. Something that is unconstitutional. In both cases, the ones that are fighting for the Fubara to come back and the ones that are fighting for Fubara not to come back are both victims. Because when the politicians pauperize these people, they give them peanut to walk down the street. Somebody who's not made so much money to help to feed the family in a week, in a month, is giving 5,000, 20,000 naira to go and walk in the street for 2 hours. What do you think they'll do? They'll take the money. So our politicians understand the game. They read us sometimes even way better than we read ourselves. But one thing they also understand is that they don't want me and you, every single one of us, to speak up. They don't want it. What they want is us to keep quiet so that they can continue with their impunity. And this is where you come in. This is where I come in. This is where we have to help sensitize other people who might be falling prey. Imagine that you're the one who've not eaten for so long, and somebody comes and gives you 20,000 naira to go and carry a placard. You do that because they've popularized you. They've made you hungry so much so that you just need to eat. And then they give you that 20,000 naira. You have no other choice. But we have to have other people understand that this money they're giving you, they stole it from you. They will come with all their tactics. They will come with tribal division, ethnic division, religious division, to pit me and you against each other. They will use our professors to steal election, but also they have those thugs they use as bandits to steal elections. That's why they still exist and they need them. So if you have access to any of those people whom you think they'll use to foment trouble, let them understand they too, they are the victim like we are. Like I said already, see this pro uh, administrator supporters. They are also the victim. They just don't realize it. It's now up to me and you to speak to them. When you speak to them, and I know some of them know the truth anyway, but also go get your PVC if you've not done that. Because the system will be the same. The trick will still be the same. They will not want to release your PVC to you come 2027. So don't wait until it's too late. This awareness we're creating is because we want a better country. I want a better country for myself and my family. I want a better country I want to call home. But when you look at what is going on in Nigeria, you wonder, do we really have a government? We need to wake up. Do you understand? We need to wake up. We need to make sure that we speak up. Don't be a tool in the hands of these politicians to rig election. Don't be a tool in the hands of these politicians to cause damage on somebody's body during the election period, to steal ballot paper. So I've addressed in the previous video I addressed all of these entities they use to rig election. We're going to call them one after the other. But for the policemen, you're not living well as well. You depend on the people to survive. That's why you're on the street. Don't be a tool in the hands to rig election. They rigged the last election using the police stations to write election ballot papers. But look at the police today. You're still suffering. If you don't support them and they lose the election, they will not do anything. They will go. The next one will come. That's how we will fix this country. Because they threaten you that they will sack you and all of those things. Trust me, when they lose this election, they cannot just sack you like that. The human rights lawyers there that will help you out. I know it's a long and cumbersome process, but if we all band together and get rid of all these corrupt politicians, then we can fix the police problem. We can fix the police barracks. Look at where the police live. It's only you yourself cannot live in those places, and they left them that way to die because to be the barracks are being ruined because they will not do the right things of servicing those places and making sure that policemen live well. Pay them right salary so that they can take care of their children, and then pay them well. They won't need to come on the road and forcing you and I searching our phones and our laptops when we're working in a world where everything has gone remote. We are looking at the underlying problem. So part of what I'm talking about is the root cause. And for us to make sure that we beat these guys, we have to think like them and think better than them. We have to preempt them and begin to call out the things that they need to do. And I tell you the truth, since we've been speaking up, the government is sitting up. They understand that we are not becoming very active because the days where we are being quiet and passive and docile, those days have come and gone. Now they realize these younger people, they're speaking up, and they're sitting up and they're focusing on the happenings in our political system. So I don't know if you agree with what I've said. I don't know if you agree with my analysis and my breakdown of what I've addressed in this situation. But put your comments in the comment section. Let's have these deliberations together. Do not forget, when you don't vote, there's always a consequence. Election has consequences, Getting the right people to be our president, governors, and senators and lawmakers and local government chairman and the likes is what will move our country forward. It's what will move your state forward. It's what will move your local government forward. So that your lawmakers can work making laws and advancing good things that will bring growth in your local government, in your constituency, so that you can benefit from it. So if you live in the rural area, you have good transport, good food, good housing. If you live in the urban area, you have the same thing as well. Nigerians can prosper. We have all the resources we need. When we have the right set of people, they can help us stop this insecurity and banditry that our government, our president is in France not talking about. Again, if you're meeting this content for the first time, like, share, and subscribe. If you've been following us and you've not yet subscribed, please do so. And also recommend this channel to others. I'll catch you up in the next video. God bless you as always. Bye-bye for now.